Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Looking Upon the Heart. Have you ever had the temptation to just give up? Today, we're going to be talking about one of my personifications, character states, and personality styles called Conflict Caveman or Conflict Cavewoman. That's when there's a temptation to just give in. I can't do it. It's too much. In Matthew 26, it talks about, watch and pray lest you enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. That means that, there's a part of us that may be excited about getting something done, and we say, yeah, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do it. But then something fizzles out in our flesh, and we say, oh, I'm too tired. Well, Conflict Caveman is like that. When he experiences inner conflict, being faced with a challenging situation or a moral or ethical right choice, he caves in. Thus, caveman. When the conflict happens, well, right when he needs to make an executive decision about it, he chickens out. He originally thinks he wants to deal with an issue or a challenge straight on, but when it's time to act and it comes right down to it, he literally has a change of heart. He bails out. He has cold feet or comes up with an excuse why he can't follow through. He is lacking in self-control. Oftentimes there's a feeling of powerlessness and helplessness to resist the temptation and alternatives to righteousness. It's easier just to take the easy way. I'm learning in my life that there's no shortcuts and that you need to go straight toward the goal if you can and endure. The inner conflicts in this personification has to do with confusion about how to get out of the quagmire he finds himself in, stuck between a rock and a hard place in this conflict. When he tries to control himself, he caves in and gives in. Romans 7, 14 through 24 is written by the Apostle Paul, who wrote inspired to write most of the New Testament in the Word of God. But even he explains the conflict that he goes through. It says, for we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. For what I am doing, I do not understand. For what I will to do, that I do not practice. But what I hate, that I do. But now it is no longer I who do it, but sin that indwells me. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, nothing good dwells. For to will is present with me, but how to perform what is good I do not find. For the good that I will to do, I do not do. But the evil I will not to do, that I practice. Evil is present in me, the one who wills to do good. O wretched man that I am, who will deliver me from this body of death? Oh, what a profound realization of the humanness in this great man of God, who changed his whole life for God, and yet he admits humbly that he too has this Romans 7 conflict. It's a very interesting chapter in the Bible. The conflict caveman personality style is very vulnerable to turning this broken heart disposition into a hard heart disposition as well, if this conflict is not resolved. Where there may be a stubbornness and an arrogance to just refuse to go on with what was planned or what was best and what was right. But in this personality of the broken heart disposition, it is filled with anxiety. The symptoms and diagnostics of Conflict Caveman has an underpinning of anxiety. We are afraid to follow through. There's the symptom of obsessive compulsive disorder, where Conflict cannot do various other things because he's obsessed with having to do the one impulse. He caves into his one impulse or superstitious reasoning, continuing to do them over and over. Some people have to wash their hands over and over, or check and recheck a door to make sure it's locked, or the stove to make sure that the flame is off. Obsessive compulsive disorder is something that drives him crazy, and probably everybody else, in the sense of having to cave into the impulse. Dependent personality disorder, or what's called codependence in a relationship, is where the caveman is one person addicted to giving from a broken heart, and one who is addicted to taking from a hard heart. And the one is addicted to people pleasing, and for example, addicted to pleasing him out of fears. People give in to their fears, give in to their dependency. Oh no, I have to please this person that's so hard on me. So the broken heart is dependent on pleasing the hard-hearted person. And they cave in, even if it's against their morals or their better judgment, to enable the person to continue to control them. They cave in to obedience to, well, a tyrant, perhaps, a narcissistic, controlling person. So the conflict cavewoman or caveman is giving in to the codependency. Another symptom or diagnostic criterion of the conflict caveman or cavewoman is avoidant personality, staying away from scary situations, people, and things, caving into letting the anxiety control, to avoid going to church, meeting new people, trying to get off of a bad habit, going ahead and trying to meet the challenge that's ahead. There's an avoidance of dealing with the phobias, avoidance of dealing with the personal responsibilities, financially, administratively. Anxiety is the culprit underneath conflict caveman and cavewoman. And low self-esteem, a lack of confidence, a lack of feeling of worth. So the conflict caveman and conflict cavewoman is very, very much tormented. And when the time comes, they fall apart. Thanks for joining us again. This is the end of our discussion on the broken heart disposition. We'll look forward to going forward next time and start to talk about what it is that makes for a hard-hearted disposition. Well, have a beautiful day, and be sure to pick up my book, Looking Upon the Heart, The 5 Dispositions, at bookstores, on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple, and I would love to have you come to one of my book signings. You can check out my website at carlsoncounseling.com. And yeah, these YouTube videos, I hope you'll continue to watch them. This is, well, I think number 28 we're on right now. So have a really blessed day. Thank you so much for coming. And we look forward to seeing you next time on Looking Upon the Heart. Have a really great day. Looking Upon the Heart.